Original.
Hello and welcome to Web Crawlers. This is our mini episode, which is a shorter version of our long episode. We will talk about things that are paranormal, supernatural, or the occult in a shorter version. I am Allie Siegel.
I am Melissa Stetson.
And I'm producer Maria.
Since Craig's Corner has kind of been so popular lately, if you don't know, producer Maria's boyfriend Craig has been experiencing a lot of synchronicities lately. And he, a lot of glitches in the Matrix. We're just trying to figure out what's going on here. I'll start with my little synchronicity, which was more of...
Oh, well, here, I'm going to put Craig on because we only have one pair of headphones and he's going to really get a kick out of this.
Okay, but...
Okay. Because you've already told me.
Yeah,
and
true.
Okay. All right, Craig, I'm going to hand this over.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
I was about to tell my synchronicity, which was more, though, I feel like of a manifestation, but it wasn't...
Hello to you, too.
But I don't know if it's up to par with, the stuff you've been experiencing. So when I was quarantining at my parents' house, I used to find feathers all the time. And I don't know if you believe in this stuff, but feathers is kind of like my part of my like symbolism. If I feel like I'm on the right track, I will find feathers, or sometimes I'll ask to find feathers and then I'll find them. So anyways, I moved into a new house by myself and I thought to myself, I haven't found any feathers since I've moved here. I'd really like to find some feathers. Some of you might know that I have a bird feeder in my front yard. You might think, of course, there's going to be feathers there. However, the next day after I thought to myself, I'd like to find some feathers, I go into my backyard and I find a gigantic clump of feathers, like the remains of a dead bird that have been the dead bird part had been eaten. And all that was left were the remains of the feathers of the bird. And I found that first thing the next morning. And I was terrified, first of all, because I thought that I was responsible for killing this bird. And then I was just like, well, that's so weird. Literally yesterday, I'd wanted to find feathers. And then the next day I found a clump of feathers in my backyard.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me at all.
I mean, it's the way of the world these days.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, I sent a picture to Melissa and Maria.
Can you please, though? Sorry, ladies.
It's okay. Sometimes you just got to reprimand your girlfriend. Tell her, get back where you belong.
I mean, she's assembling a thing.
What's she assembling?
Like a laptop stand.
Oh, yeah. That's not the time or the place, Maria.
No, I'm really not.
So what is your synchronicity, Craig? Because you experienced another one?
Oh, no.
Just at the point, it's at the point where if I'm a viewer / listener of your podcast, I think that this is all just a sham. It's all bullshit.
You're unpunked.
Yeah, it's way too much. And by the way, Ellie.
Yes.
With this podcast, do you not think anyone's going to think you're compromised when you have an eyeball over your right shoulder?
Oh my God.
You don't think anyone's going to take that?
I didn't
as a
even
sign
notice
that. You're Illuminati. Or...
I didn't even. I've noticed it, but I didn't even think that's an eyeball. I
I mean, that's crazy. Everyone's going to think that you're part of some secret society, and this is all misdirection.
Well, you never know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you put it behind where you are now, no one would see it.
It's weird too because I feel like I always sit differently. I feel like it usually doesn't show. What can I
on
say?
certain days you're trying to get a message across to certain people. You sit there and... Anyway, all right. So you're going to think this is bullshit again. And it also involves Once again.
By the way, may I interject? If you want to see the video that Craig is referring to of my Illuminati symbol in my back wall, you have to be a Patreon subscriber, patreon.com/webcrawlers. For as little as $2 a month, you can see our videos the day before our podcast drops on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever podcasts can be heard. Anyways, continue, Craig. Thank you.
All right. Well, hold on a second. Now, really quick. What made you buy that eyeball?
Yeah, let's talk about this eyeball for a second.
What is
Eyes
that?
are the windows to the soul. You guys not into it?
Is that what that is?
I like you have a little
It's a
design of like the
set.
mirrors. Oh yeah, it's a set.
They're mirrored.
Okay.
So there's like a sun,
All right.
there's a sun, and then there's a circle, and then there's the eyeball, and then there's like a wooden piece there. So it's like a little, it's Urban Outfitters. What do you want from me?
Oh, it was? All right.
What do you expect? I'm a millennial.
Is it from Urban Outfitters?
Yeah,
really?
literally.
They have good home decor.
I always used to laugh when I was little. Everyone was really into the Ouija boards.
Yes.
And
yeah.
I just couldn't, I couldn't get into it because
Do you want to pause for a
Ouija
second
boards-
until he's done barking? Craig, I'm sorry. The yummy.com guy is here with my toilet paper, my pandemic toilet paper, and my dog's going nuts. Hold on.
all right, jeez Louise. Anyway, Melissa,
Anyway,
you've never noticed that there. Literally the first thing I noticed when I sat down.
I've noticed it, but I've never I didn't think it was
crazy.
weird or anything. I just thought it was like a weird design.
Banana. I mean, it's not even just like an eye. It's like exactly what an Illuminati eyeball
That's
would look like.
hilarious.
Or like the Freemason eye, or all
yeah,
of it.
the
It looks
Freemason.
just like
I'm back, baby.
yeah. But anyway, the eyeball behind you is part of it.
Yeah.
It is.
Don't blow my
Anyway,
cover.
all right.
Okay, continue.
All right. So I'm listening to. Again, it's all going to sound unbelievable. I'm listening, and believe me.
No, I mean,
I think they're all crazy. I think these synchronicities are nuts.
Well, yeah, I'm more like. I mean, I'm at the point where I'm just like, all right, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, this is, it is what it is.
I buy into it 100.
Well, I mean, you can't help but buy into it because it's real. These have really happened. Anyway, all right. So I'm listening to a podcast, and again, it's one of my, nostalgia podcast, 80s video game shit. And the host mentions that, I mean, I know this sounds just like the last one, or the one before last. The host mentions that Jessica Rabbit was in an issue of Playboy.
oh.
Like that this was a thing. Like they did,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a fun issue of Playboy where it was Jessica Rabbit. So I'm like, I'd never heard that before. Then literally the next day, and this is crazy. So literally the next day, I'm in a couple text threads with my friends. A friend of mine
No.
just completely
No.
unsolicited sends a picture. What
I'm just turning you down a little.
Oh, apparently I'm yelling. Sends a picture to the group,
Oh my God.
and it's him sitting, it's one of these like fun pictures, so it's not as grotesque as it sounds. It's him sitting on the toilet. And he's holding up a Playboy, looking at the centerfold, looking at the fucking sorry
We're allowed.
for that. Looking at the centerfold, and of course, it is the Jessica Rabbit issue. I don't even notice this. I'm just like, oh, hey man, that's a funny picture.
Yeah.
It's shot like in the style of like those old Vice pictures,
Right.
Yeah.
all blown out and looks like a Polaroid. I'm like, oh, that's a funny picture. And this was back in 88 or 89 is when
Yeah.
Jessica Rabbit was in it.
Yeah.
I didn't even look at that. So I'm just like, oh yeah, funny picture. And then it was probably like 3 or 4 hours later. I'm like, oh, I'm going to show it to Maria. And I open it up and I look and I see the cover. It's Jessica Rabbit.
That is insane.
I get it. It's not me running into the lady at the shipping place who happens to be, I get it. But that is crazy.
It's
crazy.
insane.
It really is crazy. It blows my mind. Every time I hear stuff like this, it blows my mind. It really is crazy.
All the issues of Playboy, going back to issue number 1 with Marilyn Monroe in the 50s, of all the issues, of all the ones he could have been photographed with, then of all the times to send me that photograph is the day after I've just heard that Jessica Rabbit is on the cover of an issue of Playboy. Like, what is that's crazy.
I'm so like intrigued by what is trying to be communicated to you.
I know. Like, what does this all mean?
I honestly, I don't understand it because like part of, I have honestly, well, I've said honestly a couple times, but I really do think that maybe either I'm dead or I'm about to die. That all of this is just, it's just fake. This is all just a simulation.
Yeah, I mean,
You laugh. Go ahead and laugh. What's going on? None of this can be explained.
I agree
None of
with
this
you.
Can
No.
be explained.
But I mean,
none of this
almost more important than all these synchronicities that happen. Because I mean, there's going to be a bajillion of them, and they happen to different people's. Sometimes people notice them, sometimes people don't, and some are more interesting than others. Although I'd say almost like the smaller ones are more interesting than the bigger ones, because I mean, the smaller ones happen all the time. It's like, what does that mean? Is it like, are we dead? Like, is this a simulation that's imploding and we're just starting to note it? Like, what is it?
I mean, it would be more alarming, too, if we're all dead and all this is coming to a head and it's all being filtered through me.
Oh.
I mean, that would be more ridiculous. What are you...
I'm laughing.
Anyway.
That's crazy.
You're like a vulture on my shoulder. Anyway, they're happening every other week.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's crazy about this. And I get it. It's like, well, you notice some and you don't notice others. But if anyone says to you, I'm going to send you a picture of me looking, no, not even, I'm going to pick out a Playboy magazine out of my collection. Take a wild guess which one it is. Now, there's been like 6,000 issues of Playboy.
Right. It's crazy.
Like, for it to just be like, that's so bananas. Like it's, but then again, maybe you're right. Maybe these happen way more often than we think because we are all in some kind of weird simulation and we just don't notice them.
Yeah. It's almost like there's only...
I don't know.
I did just make a Dick Tracy reference yesterday. Like, then I haven't thought of Dick Tracy in a long time.
But what does Dick Tracy have to do with anything?
Well, Jessica Rabbit.
Was in Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Oh, wait. What am I
Hell's
thinking?
Dick Tracy.
Never mind.
But you know what? It's
Separate movies.
crazy. Just okay. Look now. All right. We'll
Now
get away
something
from
weird
that
with
one,
Dick
Melissa.
Tracy is going to happen later in the
Well,
day or tomorrow.
Here's the weird.
I was thinking
here's
Jessica Rabbit was
here's-
in. Never mind.
Here's the weird thing with Dick Tracy. This
Oh,
is
no.
not that weird. No, hold on. This is not that big of a thing. But I haven't thought about Dick Tracy in forever. I like this YouTube series called Hollywood Cemetery, where this guy goes around visits different grave sites of famous and not so famous people involved with Hollywood. And the other day I'm watching it, and he's at, what's the name of the cemetery on Wilshire, the military cemetery?
Oh, the veteran. That's on. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the graves he points out was this guy who was a
Dick
leading
Tracy.
man in the 30s, and he was the guy that they based the comic of Dick Tracy on. And this is just 2 days ago.
I mean, that is crazy. There you go.
Obviously that's a little bit of a stretch to that, but it's not
Is
any
it,
more of a
though?
stretch than it is for Melissa
it?
to think that Dick Tracy was in Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the crazy thing.
I still don't believe that they're separate movies.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not. Really. In fact, the Dick Tracy you're thinking of didn't have any animation in it at all.
Yeah, which is
Oh,
weird.
right.
I think you're thinking of Cool World with Brad Pitt. But Dick Tracy does seem like it's animated because it's very exaggerated.
Right.
Actually,
right,
I think
yes.
in my mind, I thought that Dick Tracy was half animated also.
Well, they have a lot
oddly.
of prosthetics.
Right. Yeah, they might have been released around the same time
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Similar vibes.
Wow. Well, I think that the
Anyway.
next step is to kind of think about like what this synchronicity is and like what is this simulation? Are we in the afterlife? Like, is this purgatory? Is this Lost, the TV show, in real life? Like, what the fuck is going on?
Is Craig controlling the universe?
Is Craig God?
Yeah. could be.
Is Craig God? This is how it starts.
yeah.
This is how
Yeah, this is how the
you start a
cult
cult. You start a cult.
Have you guys talked about the whole Age of Aquarius and on December 21st? What's happening?
No, what?
No.
Oh no.
Oh,
That's
no.
soon.
What?
The alignment. What is it? Mars, or it's Jupiter and
When the moon is in the 7th house and
Jupiter aligns with Mars on December 21st for like the first time in 600 years. And it is also the same day that the Mayan calendar says is the end of the world.
Oh,
great.
right.
Well-
the Mayan calendar.
Well,
Oh, that.
so we're going to die. Great. Okay.
Well, you guys got to look that up because like everyone's saying, well, that's it. That's going to be.
In
Well,
2020?
I'll give that a goog.
Yes, December 21st of this year. That's like the thing.
Okay.
I can't believe you guys haven't.
Okay, so
Oh,
Jupiter,
and Saturn would be 0.1 degree.
Jupiter Saturn will appear to merge in rare winter solstice event not seen in 800 years.
A great conjunction.
Oh, once every 800 years.
What happened 800 years ago?
I have no idea.
I wonder if there was a weird cataclysmic event.
Besides this alignment, but it's also, I guess there was two possible, I don't know, you got to dive deeper than I, two possible end of the world dates. And one of them was 2012 and one of them is December 21st, 2020. So maybe that's it. Anyway, so yeah, you guys should look into that.
Okay,
if I
great.
don't talk to you before the end of the world, it's been good.
It's been nice knowing you, Craig.
Thank you for everything. Put that eye like somewhere else.
I know,
Don't
I'll
put in
move
front of your
it.
camera.
I'll move it so people aren't so on to me.
You're going to move it every time we record. It's just going to be in a different spot.
That'll be fun.
Right.
Um,
All right, ladies.
Bye, Craig.
It's good talking
Thanks,
to you.
Craig.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
So 800 years ago in December, Pope Leo III was crowned the Frankish king. Charlemagne was the emperor of Rome, making him the most powerful ruler of all time. So I wonder if Charlemagne being crowned emperor of Rome somehow changed the timeline.
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna say yes.
This is why I'm not getting Craig any Christmas presents, though, because he says the world's going to end on December 21st.
I mean, honestly, that's smart. That's why I'm not going to get anything for my family.
Oh no, no presents. I did just see Jupiter and Saturn when I went to Utah, and I looked through a telescope.
Did you see Uranus?
Yes, I did.
The reason I knew the Age of Aquarius thing, I just quote the lines from the song.
I know
and
when
then
the
from
dawn
Hair.
is in the.
Yeah.
I was gonna say when you were.
No, when the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars.
Yeah, I was like, how
Then
did
love-
Maria know that so quickly?
Well, she was
Weird.
saying it with the diction of the song, and I was like,
Oh, that's why it sounded weird.
I was like, I didn't know Maria was a fan of the musical Hair, but
I am. I honestly am.
they show their weenies and their ginies in that musical.
Yes, they do. End of Act 1, baby.
Weenies and ginies.
Yeah, they show their weenies and their ginies and their Uranuses.
I wonder also if the Northern Lights being like visible has anything to do with any of this weirdness.
Yeah,
any of Craig's
I'm sure
synchronicity.
it does.
Everyone needs to watch out
it
for
does.
locusts. Like if locusts start, I wonder if those like murder
Wait, what are
hornets
those
were.
locusts. Don't the locusts like appear every 7 years or something?
That's weird because I just watched that movie Lucas and it's all about the locusts. But no, they do. It's all about locusts appearing and then his name is Lucas.
The cicadas.
End of the world claims. Preacher warns of December 21st doomsday signs of Christ's return.
Huh?
A triple whammy of supposed prophetic events will strike. Triple whammy is like such a
Triple
great
whammy.
That's like how I would write an article about the end of the world.
Quadruple whammy.
Of prophetic events will strike this month, with conspiracy theorists predicting signs in the heavens that will spell the end of the world. On December 21st this year, the planets Saturn and Jupiter will come together in the night skies for a so-called Great Conjunction. The astronomical event will mark the first conjunction of the two gas giants in 20 years. And most importantly, it will be I love whoever wrote this article. The closest the planets will come together in 400 years. The conjunction has already been interpreted by some as a sign of biblical significance. But conspiracy theorists do not end there, because the 2012 Mayan calendar has been resurrected once more. After claims the world will cease to exist on December 21st, 2012, conspiracy theorists have had to seriously reconsider the prophecies. It is claimed that the 2012 date was miscalculated.
Uh-oh. So it's 2020?
It makes sense they would mess that up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They had the numbers switched around.
Yeah, the switch.
well, no, it's something about the Julian calendar versus the modern day Gregorian calendar shifted the doomsday date by 8 years.
Oh, no. And how did the Mayans know when the world was going to end anyway?
They were probably like Craig. They were getting all these weird prophecies.
Oh, no.
Their friends were sending them pictures of
Jessica Rabbit. And they were like, shit. Things are going to end soon.
Why did I think Jessica Rabbit was in Dick Tracy? Now that's
I don't know. Because you're a
question.
dum-dum.
That's a mystery.
Yeah, that's scary.
Because you're a cotton-headed ninny muggins.
Huh? I'm sorry, what?
Anyways, well, like, if you have any glitches that have been happening to you, or if you're a fan of the musical Hair, or if you have any stuff to say about weenies and ginies, or if you know anything about the Mayan calendar, Melissa, where can people reach us?
You can email us at webcrawlerspod@gmail.com. Also, we're still having our 20% off sale in the merch store.
Yes.
Going through Christmas. We got some new stuff in there. Allie created what could possibly be the greatest merch shirt of all time, a Red Lobster shirt.
Yeah, get it before it's sold out or before Red Lobster makes us take it down. And it's kind of a more expensive shirt, so you should buy it while we have that discount.
Because there's Cheddar Bay biscuits on the sleeves.
And that costs more for production, which is why we had to. And it was worth it. So it's...
I think it's the most expensive shirt that Printful has ever had to
It has a lot of clip art on it and a lot of font. So it's worth the money. And it's long sleeve, like a lot of material, a lot of font, a lot of clip art. But so get it while there's a discount, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm Allie, Age of Aquarius, Siegel.
I'm Melissa Dick Tracy Stetton.
And I'm Maria.
Weenies and Ginies.
Weenies and Ginies Blasucci.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Okay.
An Erios original.
Powered by Acast.